Hello, everyone. Please receive a warm welcome to the Bachelor in Science Computer Science webinar. We are excited to have you here today to learn more about this exciting and rewarding program. My name is Pedro, and I am an enrollment counselor. Joining me today is Jalena, fellow enrollment counselor from Coursera, who will be monitoring the live chat for your questions. So feel free to add your questions to the Q&A chat box as the presentation goes on. We will be responding to some of your questions immediately, and some others will be saved for a live Q&A session at the end. All right. In addition, we will be providing a link to schedule a meeting with an enrollment counselor in case you want to discuss your interest in detail or you have any outstanding questions after the presentation. In this webinar, we will cover the transformative power of computer science in today's digital world, the program structure, curriculum, and learning approach, the in-demand skills and career opportunities you will gain, the possibility to transfer credits from previous and relevant academic experiences, tuition fees, and your chance to ask questions and get all your queries answered. All right. To offer you a first-hand perspective, we have a special segment featuring Kyle, a current student who will briefly share his experience and insights about the program. His testimonial will provide you with a valuable real-world glimpse into the program. So let's begin. Perfect. Now, in today's digital landscape, computer science is the driving force behind innovation and progress, from artificial intelligence and software engineering to data science and beyond. This field offers a multitude of pathways to an exciting and rewarding career. The University of London Bachelor in Science Computer Science program is your gateway to your transformative education. It has been designed for those who want to make their mark on the world. It will equip you with the knowledge and skills to excel in the fast paced, dynamic field of computer science. So let me tell you, here's why the program is a game changer. So, first of all, it's globally recognized. The University of London prestigious reputation opens doors to incredible opportunities worldwide. The program, being from a reputable institution, being accredited in the UK, and being a bachelor's degree, a type of qualification, a formal bachelor's degree, it will be generally recognized and well regarded across the world. Of course, it is important to mention there could be specific employers, specific countries, or specific academic institutions that they will have their own requirements, but from a general perspective, it is going to be pretty well regarded and accepted for job opportunities or further education opportunities as well. Second, relevant learning. You will gain in depth knowledge from leading experts and engage in industry relevant projects. Something important to mention, most of the courses are project based. So you will have the chance to put all that theoretical knowledge into practice. Let me give you some examples of what some student has been able to create with the knowledge that have been acquired. You will find digital audio workstation, chat applications, trading applications, video games with control for amputees, just to name you a few. There are endless possibilities. So just to highlight, this is something that you can put in practice. You can create a portfolio to show to future employers. Next, we have the flexibility. You can study online at your own pace, fitting your education into your busy life. In-demand skills. You will be equipped with the skills employers are seeking, giving you a competitive edge in the job market. So the invitation here is to embark on a journey of discovery, pushing boundaries and shaping the future of technology. So let's learn more about this program together. All right. Let's begin with the program structure. The program is between 3 to 6 years, which means you can complete the degree in as quick as 3 years if you study full time, or you have up to 6 years to complete all the 23 modules at your own pace. Although the program is fully online and self-paced, there is a structure to follow. For example, you will find 2 academic semesters per year that typically runs from October to March and April to September. So each semester will have a 22 weeks long, and you can study up to 4 modules per semester, which will be considered a full-time course load. Or you can take 2 or 3 for a part-time course load. So you will have the amazing flexibility to choose and vary your course load from one semester to the other. It is completely up to you. You can even take a semester off if you need to do it. Whatever you decide to do, it will just determine how quickly you will finish the degree. So if you like to start with 2 modules in your first term, or 3 or 4, you absolutely can. It is up to you. I will say, from my experience, majority of the students who work full time in this program typically take 2, 3 modules per term and finish the program between 4 to 5 years. Now, let's talk about the curriculum. The curriculum was designed to give you a strong foundation in computer science and a specialized knowledge of topics such as data science, artificial intelligence, web development. You have 7 options to concentrate your degree after you have covered the fundamental and essential knowledge of computer science. 7 options to start molding your career. It could be user experience, it could be web and mobile development, machine learning, or artificial intelligence. You can schedule a call with an enrollment counselor so we can check all the possibilities here. Now, the curriculum covers industry and academic case studies to help you apply what you have learned in terms of real world problems. And throughout the program, you will create a portfolio of coursework and projects to present to employers. Now, in the UK, a bachelor's degree is typically 3 years, which is why you see the program structured into 3 levels: level 4 and 5 and 6, as this follows the UK framework for higher education qualifications. Each module is worth 15 credits, and the final project is worth 30 credits. So altogether, you will complete 360 credits to earn your Bachelor in Science in Computer Science degree. I can see there are some questions. Please feel free to add your questions to the Q&A chat box. We will try to answer some of them right now. If we cannot respond to those right now, I will open the floor so we can discuss the questions lively. But in the meantime, feel free to add those to the Q&A chat box. We will be pleased to answer all of your questions in time. So also something important to highlight, in this program, you will learn JavaScript, C++, Python, and C Sharp. So let me give you some details about the levels of knowledge according to the UK education system. So level 4 is for building the foundations. Your journey begins with 8 core modules that establish the essential knowledge and skills for success in computer science. You will delve into the fundamentals of programming, focusing on web development with JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. After those first 8 core modules, you will pass into level 5, where you will be expanding your horizons. Level 5 deepens your technical expertise with 8 engaging modules. Master advanced programming skills, including handling JavaScript and building web server and data application with SQL. You will explore the world of C++ for physical computing and game development. Then dive into Python with modules like programming with data or software design, paving the way for artificial intelligence and machine learning. And finally, you will experiment with C Sharp in Unity for game development. After that, level 6 will come, where you will specialize and shine. Level 6 is your chance to shape your future. You choose 6 elective modules and a final projects that align with your area of interest. Whether you pursue a general program or a specialization, you will have the flexibility to tailor your studies to your aspirations. And after you have completed all the modules, 22 modules, 15 credits each, you will begin your final project, your masterpiece, essentially. So showcase your acquired knowledge and skills by creating a software system in your chosen specialization. The final project is a comprehensive assessment, usually 80% coursework, 20% written exam, involving a proposal, progress logs, reports, and a presentation. So the Bachelor in Science in Computer Science programs offers a comprehensive and flexible approach to learning, allowing you to discover your passion within the vast world of computer science. Right? So let's continue. Now, how is the experience, the online experience of the University of London Bachelor in Science Computer Science? The program is delivered in partnership with Coursera, offering you the same rigorous academic experience as the on-campus program. Your final degree certificate and transcripts will not specify that you studied online or through Coursera. You get the same graduation certificate students on campus receive. Coursera is the way you access the content, but the content is provided by the University of London. Your bachelor's degree from the University of London itself by the academic direction of Goldsmiths University of London. All right. So now this is how you will learn. Flexible approach. You can learn at your own pace. No live attendance is required. Study from anywhere, anytime, adapting to your schedule, to your lifestyle. Just keep in mind that each module you register for usually requires 8 to 10 hours of time commitment. So that is usually the time that it gets you to go through the lessons and complete any activity during a weekly basis. Now, time commitment, as we previously mentioned, 8 to 10 hours per week per module enrolled, so you can manage your time as you feed. Remember, there's still a structure to follow. You need to complete each module in the time frame of the semesters, which is 22 weeks. Engaging learning, you can enjoy the pre-recorded video lectures, quizzes, programming assignments, readings, and peer review. Now, the support you receive, you can connect with tutors. You can attend live webinars hosted twice weekly by expert tutors. You can deepen your understanding by getting guidance on coursework and assessment from the tutors. You gain valuable insights learning from additional tips and tricks shared by tutors as well. Not only on the live webinars, but also you can post your questions on the discussion forums, which are going to be monitored by the tutors as well. And you can join a global networking opportunities. You can interact with fellow students from all around the world. All of the students will be provided with access to Slack, which is a workspace, or Zoom as well, to help study sessions, to join channels with other students where they usually share some notes, share some knowledge, participate in social activities. There's a global community, and students tend to help each other. So why not to use this amazing resource? Continuing with the online format, let me show you how a typical day might look like for you. If you have already taken a course on Coursera, this setup you're seeing might look familiar to you. I always recommend to anyone considering studying a degree program online that they should try a course on the platform first. It's a great opportunity to get a feel for the platform before making a long-term commitment. The University of London specifically offers great open courses. If you want to take a look, Jelena will be sharing the link in the chat below for those open courses. So what a typical day might look like for you is that you log into Coursera and you will see the courses you have registered for on your dashboard. And you will notice that the coursework is broken down into weekly pre-recorded video lectures, quizzes, and programming assignments. As there's no live attendance required, that means that you can study at your own schedule from anywhere as long as you have internet access. And that's it. Something to highlight is that throughout each course, you will see discussion prompts as you move through the content. So these are check-in points to encourage you to participate and interact with your peers in the program. You will be assessed online through exams and programming assignments and quizzes as well. Exams are fully online as well and proctored. So let's continue with the student support. Please keep in mind that at every step of your learning journey, you will have access to a dedicated online student support team who will guide you and advise you, helping you fit your studies around your work and family commitments. And like I mentioned earlier, all the students receive tutor support and feedback. Tutors usually introduce modules, respond to queries in the tutor forum, peer discussion forums, and provide guidance on assessments. For any technical issue, you can speak with a support representative from Coursera using the live chat offered 24/7 via the Learner Help Center. Aside from the discussion forums, which provide a space for you to interact with peers and teaching staffs, uh, share resources and post questions about the course materials and assignments. You also have the awesome opportunity to interact with your peers real time through Slack, as we mentioned earlier. You can join student groups through the university virtual learning environment. There is a huge community in this computer science program, so lots of opportunity to engage and network with your peers from all around the world. I know the students sometimes create groups on Slack, and aside from academic channels, there are tons of really fun channels to join where students discuss their computing setups, hackathons, personal programming projects, or even their pets. So why not to join? For career support, the university works closely with the careers group and university service to offer a range of fantastic online resources to maximize your student experience. Those resources include live drop-in sessions with a senior career consultant and professional development events like alumni panels. They also host great career webinars weekly through the years, so I highly encourage you to attend at least one of those. It is part of your tuition, so definitely take advantage of that. Now, let's talk about the admission process. The admission process could be sometimes overwhelming, so we are going to be here for you. Remember, we will be sharing a link to schedule a call with an enrollment counselor so we can guide you through the application process. All right. So to start, there are two admission routes into the program. There is the standard entry route and the performance-based route. Given that applicants come from many countries, the university accepts qualifications from all over the world. So the best way to check if you meet the admission requirements is to go directly to the university website and select from their drop-down of countries of which you have completed your education in to see what is acceptable. Jalena also will be dropping the link to the University of London website in the chat. So here are the admission requirements. Students need to be 17 or more by the registration deadline of your enrollment session. And there are two main components for the application. A general requirement that is usually linked to have completed secondary education or the equivalent in different countries, and a specific requirement that is usually associated with mathematic proficiency. So two main components, a general requirement and a specific requirement, usually linked to mathematic proficiency. So speaking, for example, for students in the UK, so what is going to be required in order to be accepted? You need to, as a specific requirement, you need to have passed mathematics on the GCSE with A or B, or in the A levels, you need to have passed mathematics between A or E. That is the specific requirement. Now, what is the general entrance requirements? Let's say for a student in the UK, they need to have completed 3 UK GCSE levels between A to C plus 2 UK GCE A levels passed at A or E, between A or E. That is a specific example for students in the UK. Let me give you another example. Let's say for a student that have completed their education in the United States. So remember, a general requirement and then a specific requirement. The general requirement for a student that comes from the United States is that they have completed 30 college credits or an associate degree, or they have taken their AP exams. That is the general requirement, just getting those. The specific requirement is that they have completed at least 6 credits in any mathematics subjects on those previously mentioned experience. The credits, the college credits, the associate degree, or the AP exams, pass with 3, 4, or 5. So as you can see, these requirements equivalences may vary from one country to the other. So that's when that link that Jelena dropped in the chat is super helpful, because you will be able to see what is the equivalence in the general requirements in your country and the specific requirement. All right. You can always schedule a call with us so we can walk you through the equivalences and provide any clarity if is required. Now, the second admission route, the performance-based route. The performance-based route is a little bit more flexible. So we don't talk about a general and a specific requirement. We usually talk only about a requirement, a general requirement that is a little bit more flexible. So in order to be accepted for the performance-based route, you need to have passed 4 separate subjects at the GCE level with grades A to C, or the equivalent. The equivalent usually implies to have successfully completed your secondary education and has completed past 4 courses at 65%. And that's it. Also, you need to satisfy, of course, the English language requirement if English is not your first language, and this may change in the future, but for this cohort, April 2025, those are the requirements in order to be accepted for the performance-based route. So what means to be accepted on the performance-based route? Essentially, you need to complete 2 courses from the program structure first in order to be able to continue with the rest of the program. So you can only take a part-time semester on your first semester with 2 specific subjects. It needs to be Introduction to Programming 1 and either computational or discrete mathematics. Only after you have passed those 2 courses with an average of 40% or above, you will be able to continue with the rest of the program. So two specific courses, but those are already part of the program structure. So you are already progressing on your degree. The difference with the standard or direct entry is that you have a more wider selection option for the first courses you want to take in your first term. If you want to do it, you can enroll for the four modules for a full time, and you can choose the ones you can enroll from the level four level, introductory level of subjects. So those are the main difference between standard and performance. All right. Now let's continue. Application checklist. So applications are now open and will close on March 10th. To start your application, you can apply online through the University of London. Jalena will be dropping the link in the chat box now. So if you're unsure as to which admission routes you are eligible for, the university recommends that you apply through the standard entry route. And if you don't meet the standard entry requirements, your application will automatically be considered for the performance-based route. All right. I'm going to break down a few of the application components to ensure you submit a strong and complete application. So first, you will need to upload and scan copy of your ID with your name and your birth date on it. Typically, it could be a birth certificate, passport, or a driver license. That could work. Second, you need to write a personal statement of 100 to 250 words. And the question is, why would you like to join the program? Sorry. Talk about your academic or professional background and what kind of goals you would like to achieve. Next, you will need to upload and scan copy of all of your official academic transcripts and certificates themselves. If your documents are not in English, you will also need to provide an English translated copies. After that, you need to upload your updated resume. So I'm sure you update all your information and highlight any success in your career. If you have completed any other relevant courses or certificates like ones on Coursera or at work, you can upload those as well. If English is not your first language, you will need to submit an English proficiency test score. If you're working in English, your employee, and you have been working there for at least 18 months, you can provide a letter from your employer stating this, and this could waive you from presenting an English proficiency test. But if you're working in the medium of instruction of English, 18 months, please provide a letter so you don't need to take the test, the English proficiency test. Or if you have studied in the past 5 years in English, you have a relevant qualification like another bachelor's, an associate degree, this can provide this too. And it was imparted in English, of course. Altogether, the application should take about 30 minutes or so to complete. You will then be asked to pay for the £60 application fee. This is a non-refundable and not transferable fee. So you will need to submit payment and then your application will go through. Now, let's see what happened after you have submitted your application. First, you will receive a confirmation email that your application has been received by the admissions office and a notification of your student reference number. Each application gets reviewed by the University of London Admissions Committee, and you will receive communication within 5 to 15 business days through email. If you are missing any document, the university will reach out to you to request for further evidence, either through email or via the application portal. So keep an eye on that. You can submit any documentation to documents at london.ac.uk with your full name, student ID, and email address. We will recommend to all the students that when applying for the program to upload your documents clearly and correctly to avoid any delays when waiting for an application decision. If you have any questions, please feel free to schedule a call with an enrollment counselor. We will be there to support. Otherwise, you will receive a decision via email on whether you have been accepted through the standard or the performance-based route. If you don't meet the admission requirements, the admission committee will advise you on any additional qualifications you may need in order to be eligible for the program. So you have received your offer letter email. You will find all the information regarding how to log into the student portal with new username and password to register for modules and access to your orientation course. And finally, you will be ready to start your academic journey. Now, let's talk about something really important, recognition of prior learning. Many students will come from different backgrounds. They have started a career in computer science, they have completed relevant studies, so they may like to know if there is a possibility to transfer credits towards this new experience and this new opportunity. So yes, the students can request a recognition of prior learning, and to be considered for this, you should make a formal request within your application when applying online, or this can be done through an online inquiry once you have submitted your application. So just to recap, you can do this within your application or after you have already applied, you raise an inquiry and you specify you would like to apply for recognition of prior learning. If you have a study material as part of a previous qualification that is compatible in content, level, and standard to our computer science modules, you might be exempted from the equivalent courses of the degree. So you don't need to take those courses that are going to be uh, compatible. Like you don't need to pay for those as well. This is known as discretionary recognition of prior learning or exemption. Please refer to the University of London website for further information. Jelena will be dropping the link in the chat below. Now, please note that each recognition of prior learning application is sent for review to Goldsmiths University of London, and a decision may take anywhere from 2 weeks to a month, and the university will contact you directly via email with a decision. You should also be made aware of the non-refundable fee of £65 per course. You should also make sure your previous qualification must be within the previous 5 years, and you can only
Pedro, apologies. We are unable to hear you at the moment. Hello, Pedro. Apologies for the technical issues. We seem to be having some connection issues with Pedro and we are unable to hear him. Let's give him a second to see if he's back. No, okay. It looks like he's not listening to me either. So I will take it from here, guys. So the automatic RPL is for those courses that are available on Coursera that count towards credits for this program. Can you guys confirm on the chat if you are able to hear me, please? Yes, okay, thank you for letting me know. Great, thank you. All right, so as you can see, there are 3 courses at the moment in Coursera. One of them is going to be the Google IT support. The other one is going to be the IBM Data Science, and we also have the IBM Engineering program. And this is an opportunity for you to reduce the total cost of the degree, because you can take these courses with a Coursera Plus subscription, and it's also going to give you some time less to complete the degree. It's going to reduce the time that it takes you to complete the degree. You can either complete this alongside the program, or if you have completed one of these certifications before, then you can let the university know at the time of application so that they can give you the credits towards this degree. This is something that we call automatic recognition of prior learning, and it's for these 3 courses only. You have a potential saving of up to £1,316. That's how much we will be saving if you decide to go for those certificates first. The idea is that you will be saving the 45 credits that it takes to complete this program. And it's also going to give you an extra certifications, because you will also be holding the 3 certifications. So if you have already submitted an application for the program and you didn't request the recognition of prior learning, then you can submit an inquiry on the University of London portal, the one that you use at the time of application, so that they can take off from this list. So now let's move on to the tuition fees. The program has 2 costs. It could be depending on where you are located, or your place of residence. It ranges from £13,267 to £19,767, and it will depend on geographic location. Like I said, there are 2 band A's. There are band A countries and band B, or cost for the UKs. If you don't know which country band you fall under, you can check the university websites. I'm going to be posting a link on the chat so you can check it for yourself. And this is the range that we have on the screen. So this is the total indicative cost of the degree program. And you also have the option to pay as you go, which means that you will pay per module that you register for. So for band B countries, the cost of one module is going to be £514, and for band B, it's going to be 772, and for UK students, it's going to be 677. So you will pay directly to the University of London via the student portal online. And applications are currently open, closing on March 10, and registration for the program is closing on March 24. There is also an application processing fee of £60 that you pay at the time of application. This is not a guarantee of an offer, and the best way to make sure that you are offered a place on the course is to make sure you complete the application in full with all the documents required. And like I said, this fee is going to be charged at the end of your application, and you gotta make sure that you pay this fee to ensure that your application gets processed in due time. I apologize again for the technical issues that we're having. I'm trying to connect with Petro, but it doesn't seem like he's getting my messages, as he seems to be very focused on doing the talking. So apologies for this, but we carry forward with the presentation. I can see that there are some questions on the chat related to the program cost. One of the questions is if you should pay for the modules all at once. Yes, you pay for the modules at the time of registration. You can register for a maximum of 4 modules at the beginning of every semester, but you are free to choose how many courses you want to register for. So if you want to do 2 modules, that's fine, so that you can reduce the amount you will be paying past. But this also means that it's going to take you longer to complete the program, as you will be taking less of the recommended academic load per semester. So now when it comes to funding your studies, the University of London has limited scholarships available for students. It depends on where you live and the program you use and other factors. Most of the scholarships available are for students that are already alumni of the University of London. But if you have secured an employer sponsorship, for example, let's say that you talk to your employer and they are able to fund certain part of your degree or the total cost of the degree, your employer can give, they need to provide an authorized letter from your company mentioning that they are happy to fund you for this degree. Or if you get a funding from a third party, it could be a governmental institution in your country or some other third party. Yes, that university accept payments by sponsorship. For students in the UK, this program is eligible for student finance for UK residents. You can apply for part-time and full-time studies, but you are not eligible for the maintenance loan. So please ensure that you enter University of London worldwide when selecting the university on application. For students in the UK, it's important that you hold an offer before applying for student finance England. And if your application for the student loan is accepted, your student finance body will send you a financial notification showing you the loan installment and payday so that you can use this to pay for this degree. I will drop a link on the chat so you guys can also check the scholarships available on the University of London website. And now we will move on to the live Q&A for those questions that we didn't get to answer on the Q&A box. So I'm just going to go through some of them and let's see where we at. So the minimum amount of courses that you can take in one semester. The minimum amount is going to be 2. This means that you can take up to 6 years to complete the program if you are taking classes every semester. You are also able to take 1 course per semester if you wish to do so, but then you need to balance it out later on with taking more courses in an upcoming semester because the maximum amount that you can take to complete this program is going to be 6 years. So there is a question, I'm currently taking a Coursera course that can be used to replace how computers work. Can I use it even if I don't finish it by March 10? I'll definitely finish by March 10. So the only courses that you can take on Coursera is the one that I mentioned. So if you are taking the Google IT support, that is the one that you can take towards the how computers work module, then you are able to, you can finish it later on. The important thing is that once you are ready to register for the program, you don't register for how computers work, because once you have registered for a course, you cannot apply for recognition of prior learning. So you can take the time you need to complete this course that you're currently doing, and then you can apply for the recognition of prior learning once you have completed. So keep in mind to not register for that program. Another question. There is a question, what is the deadline for paying the selected modules per term? Yes, so the deadline to complete the registration and pay for the courses is going to be March 24. There is no extension yet. You need to make sure that you pay before the deadline so that you can complete the registration on time. Thank you to all of you that confirmed that you could hear me. I'm just seeing your messages right now. And once again, apologies for the issue. There is a question, if I was accepted and received my offer letter, but I couldn't pay fees previously, can I reapply? This depends on the time that you receive your offer. All the offers are automatically reissued for at least the next 3 terms. So if you applied in the last year and you got an offer for last year, then it's very likely that your offer is still valid. So I recommend you reach out to the enrollment counselor that might help you during the time of application so we can see the status of your application. or you can also book a meeting with me or Pedro in the chat. I will later post the link so we can check the status of your application. You can also feel free to book, to read the QR code that is on the screen so that you can book a meeting with us. And this is also a recommendation for everybody. If you have any specific cases of anything that you might need, just feel free to book a meeting with any of us and we'll be happy to give you a call so we can talk about your particular circumstances. How many cohorts start each year? We run 2 cohorts during the year, one in April and another one in October. So once you are ready to join the program, just feel free to go to our website and one of our enrollment counselors will be happy to help you. And yeah. Will the university provide a physical copy of the bachelor's degree at the end of the program? Yes. Students also get the option to attend to the graduation ceremony on campus, but for those of you that might be unable to attend, you will be receiving a physical certificate via email. This also comes with a diploma supplement and is the document included your transcripts, your grades, and some other documents that confirm the validity of your certificate. Another question about the invitation for the ceremony in London. Yes, all the students get invited. So if you can, it's recommended that you do so you can have the graduation ceremony. So Juliet has a question about the time it takes to complete the program. So 8 to 10 hours per module, and you can complete up to 4 modules per semester. That means that I can complete a module per week, then 4 modules in a month, and then wait for the next semester to complete other 4 modules. So I suppose this is a question that most of you guys have. The idea of this program is that you study the 4 modules at a time. So you can register for a maximum of 4 modules, and the time it takes to complete those modules, it's about 8 to 10 hours per module per week, and not for the full module. So then it means that you will be dedicating about 34 to 40 hours per week to complete the content of the program. But the way that you go through the content of the program, it's completely up to you. The program is completely self-paced, so that means that you are studying whenever you have the time to do so. And you are doing the 4 modules at a time again, and then you should wait for the next semester to take the other 4 modules because it's going to take you about 22 weeks to go through the content of each one of the modules. So there is a question about tutors feedback. So the question says, do tutors provide feedback for assignments? When should we expect to receive assessment feedback? So usually it takes, depending on the feedback, if it's an assignment or an examination, it could take up to 3 or 2 weeks for the tutors to get feedback. There is also the option to post any questions you might have on the student forum. These are monitored daily from the tutors of the program. So it's important that you have feedback on time. You are also going to have support from the tutors in the form of live webinars. The webinars are held twice every week. So you have the option to get to attend those webinars and get direct support from your tutors. But if for any reason you are unable to attend any of the live webinars that we'll be offering throughout the degree, there is always going to be a recording available for you to watch it at your own time. Right, let's see how many more questions we got. So how does grading work? Is there a percentage for summative and formative assessments? When I used to study in Spain, grading was more focused on the final exam. In contrast, here in Honduras, grading was more focused on the accumulative assessments. So that will depend on the module that you are studying. All the modules have different assessment types. There are going to be ones that are going to be fully examinations. There are going to be others that are going to be a combination of the assignments that you have throughout the content of the program and one final examination. So it will depend on that module. You can find more information about this, about the type of assessment of each one of the modules in the program regulations that are available on the University of London website. I just posted on the chat a link where you can book a meeting with one of our enrollment counselors. We'll be happy to go through any other further questions you might have in case you have specific questions related to your particular situation. Again, one question about the certificate, physical certificate via email or via post. It's going to be via a snail email. You will get the one on the post. Can you choose to transfer from online to the university within the study of the course? Yes, it is an option for students to apply for the on-campus version of the program after you have enrolled in the online version of the degree. After you have completed either the first or the second year, you can request a transfer. An application is needed, so you need to make sure that you apply before the deadlines of the on-campus program and made a formal request to the university that you want to transfer to the on-campus version of the degree. The 45 credits that we can use from past Coursera courses, how much is that in terms of modules? We are talking about 3 modules. One module is worth 15 credits. So if you have done the 3 Coursera courses, then you can apply for the recognition of those 45 credits, and that will give you 3 modules less to take on the program. So there are 2 questions that are sort of related. I lack the required math background. How can I qualify for the program? And in the performance-based center route, is it possible they accept a high school diploma from Colombia? I think these questions are better spoken with one of our enrollment counselors because all the student situations might vary. So maybe you think you might not meet the criteria, but perhaps you do. So I encourage you guys to book a meeting with one of the enrollment counselors, and we'll be happy to explain this further with you. Are there any other fees beside the module tuition and in a Bambi country? No, there are no other fees. We don't anticipate any other fees for the program apart from the tuition fee that you are paying. The other only fees that you have to be aware of, it's going to be the application fee, which is going to be £60 that you pay at the time of application. Or if you are applying for discretionary recognition of prior learning, which is when you have taken courses at any other university, you will need to pay £65 for the application for that recognition of prior learning. Can this program be used for applying for a campus-based master's degree in the UK? This will depend on the requirements of the other university that you're thinking of applying. However, I can tell you that this program has been through the same regulations that any other bachelor's degree in the UK has been to, so to be awarded as a bachelor's degree. All the universities' requirements might vary from one university to another, so there might be some universities that are able to accept an online degree and some universities that might not. So if you already know what sort of university you would like to attend after completing this program, then I encourage you to contact them to check if they will accept this master's degree. How many times I can attend to complete a single exam? So students will usually have one attempt to complete the exam. However, if you fail the exam, you have the option to pay for a receipt fee when you need to wait until the next semester when examinations for that particular module are open to take the exam again. After that, if you fail, then you will have one extra chance to apply. So in total, we are talking about 3 attempts to complete the examinations or the final assessment of each module. But it's not expected that you fail, so we try to encourage you to get it right on the first attempt. But if for any reason you fail the assessment, you can always give it another try.